All right, all right. Um, Good morning. How are you guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, apologies for keeping you waiting. I made the mistake of checking some notifications on Fluffbook. Fluffbook. I have posted this funny, ridiculously funny, obviously fake video. Someone did some digital art and they claimed that Russia released 500 lions in the streets to keep people indoors. I mean, you can read that and know it's sarcasm at its finest, okay? And then you got people commenting, this is fake. This is blah blah. Just shut up and laugh. My God. I don't go and correct you when you post your fake news bullshit. All right, let me just stop. The salt is getting a little too intense, too early in the morning. Anyways, oh guys, while I'm getting the cards ready, I wanted to share with you, I finally made public the link for my Blu-ray Flame program. It's a certificate. Well, you have the option of getting a certificate for it. I'm going to be teaching some of the basics for the Blu-ray energy. And this is going to be taught in such a way where you can use it for yourself, strictly for yourself, or you could use it for your clients. Okay. It's kind of like how you have the violet flame Reiki, but this is specific Blu-ray portion of my Kokoro 33 program. So that's a very, very fascinating thing. And the 40% coupon is still active on my website. It will apply to this. So if that's something you're interested in, learning how to work energy so you can do distance work, meaning you don't have to go to anyone's house. No one has to come to your house. You can keep isolating. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and this card. So today, for the energy update, I asked the collective whole what this reading is going to be about. And what I got was that holes are being dug. What are we going to put in them? Okay, so there are holes being dug up. And you really have an option. What are you going to plant? For some of us, we're in such a fear-based mindset at this point. Understandably so. Where some of us are in such a fear-based mindset that we read that and we're like, oh my God, they're going to bury us. Is it a funeral or is this a planting? Okay, so let's see what the cards are going to tell us. Okay. Where did they put it? Okay. I lose everything as well. Oh no, because this doesn't have one. All right, let's get started. So, card number 43, the unexpected. The card is in reverse. So if it's in reverse, it would be the opposite, right? It would be the opposite. So if it's the unexpected and it's in reverse, then that would mean we all saw this coming. To some degree, we all had a very good idea this period was coming. And I'm not just talking about some pandemic thing. What I'm talking about is we all saw that at some point, we as individuals, we as societies, we as a human race, were needing to completely unplug from the insanity of the life that we've created. that we needed to basically take a good hard look at who we've become, the way we've um, ended up choosing to live, all of that. So we all saw this coming. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be if you allow it to be. You definitely have the power, the authority to make this the worst thing ever. Is that what you're going to choose? Are you going to choose to plant? Well, no, worst case scenario, are you planning your funeral, spiritual funeral? If you're digging a hole and that's your mindset, then I guess what's happening is you're preparing your own spiritual funeral. Yeah. But if you're choosing to see this event, this, period, as something that it did need to happen on some level. Yeah, it's a struggle. It's a pain in the ass. It's very inconvenient. But in so many ways, it's helping us to recalibrate ourselves back to a more simpler way of being, a way where we are able to recognize the things that are actually important instead of being so distracted all the time. And if you're going to be really pissed off about that, then I guess you're planting seeds of continued toxicity. Yeah. But if you're choosing to see this, recognizing that, yes, it is difficult. Yes, it is a struggle, inconvenient, all those stuff that I said. But the potentiality of this is amazing. Like, this is now my chance to finally just take a moment to breathe, first off. Secondly, reassess what kind of life I've created for myself. And because pretty much everything is closed down, now I can actually begin thinking about what would I like to really do? Maybe I can take some kind of certificate program online. I was looking at some last night. I don't know why. Because it's like, this is a good time to learn more things. But if that's the case, then you're planting an orchard, the seeds that will grow into an orchard to continue to sustain you for years after. Okay? So it's really what are you going to do with this time right now? Are you going to utilize it for your greatest benefit? 54% at 845, mirroring, inverted mirroring. Okay. 5 plus 4 is 9, 8. 4 plus 5 is 9. 989. This reunification of you and all your parts is guarded on both sides by creation itself. And this is true for everybody. Whether you want to recognize it or not, whether you want to utilize this time or not, it's true for everybody. Okay. So, effervescence, cultivate love. It's time for us to begin consciously choosing to cultivate a love type of environment, a love culture. There was this book written by Ivo Nelson. It's an amazing book. It's called Love Based Culture. It's a book for corporations, but it can be so beautifully applied to everyday life. This recognition that um, people need guidance, people need encouragement, people need to be held accountable, but at the same time, not condemned. Okay. So, and I believe they have it on Amazon. The author is Ivo Nelson. Um, love that book. Love that book. So, the next card is adventures. This is one big adventure. You can either choose to begin flying, recognize that you do have wings, you can fly through this, or you can choose to believe you have been crippled and this is it. However mindset you want to approach this adventure with, we're all on an adventure inside us as well as socially. So do with it whatever you believe to be in your best interest. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I've never seen this in this card before. Very, very interesting. So if you look, there are lines of demarcation where the tropical leaves end. Yeah, see that? Um, I think the message is for some of us, we've placed ourselves in front of a raging river. And instead of recognizing that this river is preparing to clear out its path, we've chosen to make a little fortress of tropical stuff, a little fortress to further our illusion. It's kind of a beautiful analogy for how people choose to exist. Like, instead of being realistic about what's going on in their personal life and looking for solutions, some of us will pretend that there's nothing wrong, that, oh, but look, I have tropical leaves. So it looks good, right? It's good. And it's probably not good. Okay? Not that it's horrible, but there's probably quite a bit in your life that's needing to be really observed and acknowledged right now. Card number 27, Lakshmi, fortune. We are going through this so we can clear space. Okay. We're trying to get rid of all that stagnant energy within our space. And once you start purging some of that stagnant, toxic energy, you'll begin to create space for new, balanced energy to enter. This is all about a recalibration. Okay. Allow yourself to become rich in spirit, rich in love, rich in understanding of yourself and your life. Uh, have no idea what you just said. What's the southern land? No idea what you just said. Makes me uncomfortable when people speak in a twisted manner. I don't know what any of that means. It's like code talk. I'm not part of the group. I don't have a decoder ring. So, purity in reverse. We've been living a very unpure life based on our perception. I don't think we really understand what we've been participating in, how we've been living, any of that. I think many of us have really, really bought into whatever the narrative is. You go to school, you go to work, you come home, you go on vacation certain times of the year. Other times of the year, you have to go to other places. This day of the year, you have to do this activity. Just a lot of living by numbers, and there's nothing pure about anything that is so orchestrated. I think our higher selves are asking us to begin living a life less orchestrated. Even some of the spirituality type of behaviors, practices, it encourages life by numbers, where you have to do this in order to get to there. You have to do the next step, and then the next step, and the next step. You have to earn this. You have to take that class. You have to. And really, spirituality is a very unique path for every single person. Sometimes spirituality can be expressed in a more religious way, where the person recalibrates their thoughts and their energy by prayer. Lots of prayer throughout the day, perfectly fine. Some people, they can do the same thing by simply watching the sunset, by hiking. Other people, they can achieve the same thing by working out. And there's some people who can do all of that and achieve the same thing for all of that and just kind of live. There's no right or wrong way, really, to experience your spirituality, to allow the awareness of your consciousness expanding to be experienced by. There's no real right or wrong way. And the people who are telling you that you have to do it this way, and if you don't do it this way, you're wrong, those are the people who need those practices. You're not them. You're not them. Okay. Let them believe what they believe. It's not your job to teach them more than what they're willing to know. Okay. It is your job to teach yourself, though, to recognize, okay, that's not the kind of person that I want to be. I don't want to be trying to dominate other people and tell other people what to do, because there's no power in that. If you truly believe what you believe about yourself, about your life, you don't need other people to agree with you, because truth is like the 500 lions that were set loose in Russian streets. That's still hilarious to me. Truth is like the 500 lions roaming loose on Russian streets. It doesn't need explanation. It just is. Okay. It just is. You can't tell a lion it's something other than what it is. I'm pretty sure there's consequences for that. Okay. So, card number 36, which the magic you seek is inside of you, let it flow. There you go. So, just like how pretty much all seeds, not all, but pretty much all seeds, most seeds, you have to keep it in a damp um, environment for a couple of days so that it will begin its sprouting process. Um, the discomfort we're experiencing right now, it's causing us to grow roots. It's definitely a lot of people are experiencing a lot of tears, a lot of sweat from the stress and the struggle. Um, this has to do with our process of growing roots. Okay, allow what's inside of you to come out. Allow yourself to become who you are, not continuing to just be who people expect you to be based on their perception and their need of whoever they're trying to make you in their life. So, what I mean by this, for some people, they need you to be the villain in their life. Okay. Now is not the time to focus on getting them to agree with you that you're a good person. Now is the time to do the work for you to agree with yourself about the statement that you are a good person. When you know you're a good person, no one can shake you from your foundation. That's a very solid foundation. It is created, built on top of bedrock. There's no swinging, swaying. You just know. Okay. You just know. In the line of work that I do, I come across people who attempt to manipulate me quite a bit. Quite a bit. It's just a given. Okay. I don't believe these people are bad people. I believe they see something within me that they feel they can benefit from, and they are accustomed to using manipulation to get what they want. And, they make these statements that I know because I'm fucking psychic. I know this. I know your intention. You want me to feel badly. You want me to do what you want me to do. And if it's not in alignment with my truth, if it doesn't feel right to me, I'm going to kindly bow out. Okay. And when you come at me with additional words to make me feel badly, I don't feel badly because I know I'm a good person. I don't intentionally hurt other people. I go out of my way to help others as much as I can, even sometimes at my own detriment, at my own depletion. I will do this if it feels right to my heart. So when I say no, that's me enforcing a personal boundary. That's me recognizing my needs, my peace. It's about to be trampled. And no, I will not continue. I will not stay on that path. I will scoot over. Go miss me with your bullshit. So that's something you guys need to begin getting comfortable with. Knowing exactly who you are. Oh, all of this mirroring, 65% at 856. 65856. 6 being the number of receiving, 5 being the number of change, which this change is leading to the reunification of self. That reunification of self and soul is leading to more change, elevated change, which then leads to much more divine receiving. 65856. If you want to condense that, it's still very divine. 11-8-11. Divinity. That recognition that a divine journey is about to take place, a divine adventure. because 1111 is that recognition. And when you put the 8 in the middle of that, somewhere in the middle of this preparation for this divine journey back to self, a journey of rediscovery, you're going to find your pieces and reintegrate them. That's powerful. That's powerful. But it begins with you recognizing who you are, a recognition of who you are, what you are to yourself, how you are for other people. That's sometimes necessary. And you know what? If you don't help other people, if you don't allow other people to take advantage of you, that doesn't make you any less important than the empaths who are unbalanced and allow this. Know your true worth. Your true worth is not contingent on other people's opinions of you. Okay? It's not. It's really, really not. You have to know when you're a good person, and you have to be open to receiving information that will help to further define who you are to yourself. No one else is setting this definition but you. You have to be the only one who is creating this definition of yourself. The courage card in reverse. Many of us feel like we don't have the courage to go through this transition phase. Well, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is your decision to continue moving forward despite the presence of that fear. If you think you're not brave enough because you feel afraid, I ask you to reconsider. You're still here. You're still trying. You're still growing. You're still expanding. You're still exploring yourself in your environment. Despite all that fear, you're still going. I'd like you to reconsider. I find that to be very courageous. I find that to be very, very courageous. Don't allow your definition of yourself to be distorted by the bullshit of society, because a lot of the definitions from society is just utter bullshit. It's utter bullshit. People like myself who talk about changing the system, not fixing it, because the system is not broken, okay? Governments and institutions are working the way they're supposed to, create division, separation, overloading the people. That's my personal stance. That's how I see things. Now, I think that personally, there should be a new way of being established. I don't quite know how to do that. So I don't really try and ram it down people's throats that, oh, this, we have to do this. No, I don't know how this unfolds. I'm kind of just watching it unfold right along with you. And people would call me crazy. They would say I'm insane for thinking that people should be allowed to be more responsible, should be held more accountable for their life choices. And they would call me insane because by definition, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. But if you look at the definition of insanity, it's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Now, we vote every time there's something to vote on. How many presidents have we had? How many pieces of legislation have we voted on? I don't even care to find out, because nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. And we keep doing this same cycle over and over. What am I trying to say? Am I trying to say that we shouldn't vote? That I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that we keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. Isn't that insanity? Oh, but I'm crazy. This recognition that it keeps being the same thing, and we keep thinking it's going to be different. This time it's going to be different. And then we keep attacking specific individuals. I mean, if we're going to really be honest, the president is a spokesperson. They answer to other people, not the American public. The other people. I don't know who the other people are. I don't care to know. At one point, I did know. At this point, I don't really care to know. I don't care to know names, faces, or any of that. They answer to someone else. And that's something we're just going to have to kind of let our minds wrap around, okay? This whole debate about who the president is and his behaviors. And I don't know. I don't think it really brings us any closer to any sort of solution, okay? Any type of solution we can implement as a people. Um, I do feel like with all the things that are going on right now, all this insanity in the world, it's gifting us with such potent potentiality for resetting our lives, resetting our perceptions, redefining certain things. Um, I think it's clear it's up to us. It's up to us as groups that are part of a whole to begin shifting the tide into a different direction. Am I talking about insurrection? Am I talking about being in this? No, I'm not. I'm talking about begin with you, begin with the way you see things, the way you think about things, and allow yourself to begin shifting. Um, I'm not telling you to agree with me. I'm telling you to begin questioning what it is you've been assuming is truth for yourself. This can be as simple as just with your family, in a specific relationship, at work, in your community, in your city, your state, your country, in the world. I mean, there's so many levels of this, and we have to begin somewhere. The most powerful place to begin is within yourself. Okay. So this is about knowledge, allowing that knowledge to return back to you. Number 5, this is card number 5. 5 being the number of change. Allow yourself to change, to go from a toddler pursuit. And I'm sorry if I truly am sorry if that offends you, but to me, that's what it is. Faith and hope are toddler pursuits because as a child, you don't really have that kind of power to modify your environment in the way that you would like, the way that you would need. You're still dependent on something outside of yourself. But as you grow into adulthood, you begin to recognize you have the power, you have the authority. So when you take hope and faith and trust, those aren't bad things, but they're still very much rooted in the toddlerhood of our consciousness. When you allow that to ripen, either through challenge, adversity, struggle, pain, or by simply choosing to allow it, it ripens into a state of knowing, represented by the owl. Knowing being our gnosis, returning back to us. This is the very thing Jesus was preaching about because he was in a scene and they talk about gnosis, a recognition of how you're creating disharmony within yourself around your environment by the choices that you make. Cause and effect, the causation leading to the effect. It's not someone outside of you. It's not. It's you. And this is not about blame. This is about recognizing if my choosing a specific causation can lead to such a disharmonic effect by virtue of that experience, it's been proven. I am the pebble that caused the ripples. So the ripples can either be positive or negative based on the causation that I choose. But I am the hand that threw the pebble that caused the ripples. So I have the power and the authority to decide what type of effect will come from the causation I select. So it's about balance. Card number 10, balance. Regardless of whether or not you understand what I'm talking about, if you still have that fog of confusion around you and you kind of are grasping what I'm saying, but you still aren't quite sure, do I mean something else? It's okay. Like I said, whether you understand me or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, you have your power in your own hands. You can go through all the phases of everything that you are. That's perfectly fine because we are like the moon. We have our phases, and no phase is less important than another phase. Every phase leads to another stage of being, and it's okay. The moon is not only valuable when it's full, okay? The moon still very much has an effect, even at its smallest and dimmest. Um, Card number 30, serendipity, merge with the flow. You have to merge with the flow of your life. Okay, trying to continue this right here where there's a flow occurring. There is a waterfall and a flow of water. But you're choosing to box yourself up in this illusion of paradise. I don't think that's going to work anymore. Your courage comes into knowing that you are like the ocean, powerful, powerful. You can smash against the rocks. And I'm being told to make sure you understand you're not just the ocean. When we start talking about all the balance and this and that, the ocean has a counterpart, which is the shoreline. You are both the ocean and the shore. You're both. Ooh, hold up. I was talking to a friend some time back, and the conversation totally. Wait, where where is it? Here we go. Wow, that was a while back. I thought it was just okay. Life is like the shoreline. The waves ebb and flow in their own rhythm. The water does not embrace the shore in a straight, uniform line. It hugs in some places while stepping back in others. That is life. So allow yourself to be like the ocean and the shoreline, that beautiful meeting point where it's not a linear path. There is an ebb and flow. And you have to understand just because one area of your life, it's like you're surging forward and the other area you're pulling back, it doesn't mean that you're confused. It doesn't mean that you're kidding yourself and that you're really failing. It means you are existing in your natural state, which can be very, very powerful. The ocean is very powerful. And um, we're all kind of in denial of how powerful we actually are. This is what we've been conditioned to believe, to accept, the questioning of our innate abilities. We have to begin merging with the flow. We have to allow serendipity to bring us to the places within ourselves, within our consciousness, within our connections with other people. And these places, just like with that shoreline, it's not going to be all in one place. And you're not going to get to all of it at one time. It's going to ebb and flow. You have to trust your process. Trust yourself enough to allow yourself to experience this process. Okay. The future, card number 46, the future. It's good for us to stare ahead at potential futures. Nothing is set in stone. Okay. If you're going to sit there and think that you've already gotten this all figured out, you know how this is going to end. Everyone is going to, I don't know. Horrible things going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. We really don't. This can be something that can be over in, a couple of weeks. It can be something that extends for a couple of months. It can be something that extends for a couple of years. It can be, I don't know. No one knows. And I have highly developed precog abilities. I have precognitive abilities. This allows me to see things in advance. And one of the most powerful lessons that highly developed precog ability has taught me, whatever you're shown, it has the potentiality to still be changed. You're being shown things in advance for a reason, either to prepare for it or to avoid it. You figure out which one of the two it is. Are you being shown to prepare, or are you being shown to avoid? And what if the people who are being shown these things in advance are being shown, 78% at 9/11, 7, 8, 9, 11. Wow. Divine order, ascending back to divinity. 7 being the number of completion, 8 being the number of reunification. That completion of our reunification leads to our God state. which helps us to understand and bring to fruition a divinity here on earth. That's freaking awesome. Awesome. So with the cognitive abilities, precognitive abilities, that's one of the most potent lessons I learned with that. That you don't fully commit to what you're seeing. You're allowing yourself to experience the potentiality for that moment. And then deciding from there, what causation will you select to modify the effect? Okay? Just think on that a little bit. So let's pull a bit of cards. Ooh. It's a double card. All right. Okay, enough cards. A bunch of them fell. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is one hell of a story, isn't it? This is one hell of a story. Let us see. All right. So the devil card, jealousy or trouble, able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. This is a time where we can end cycles that we're in. We can consciously choose to modify our perception so that the cycles we have been struggling through are done. Done, 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 done. But as you do this, the people who are not yet ready to take accountability for their decisions, the people who are still very much participating in the paradigm that teaches them they have no say, they have no control, they have no personal power, they will be very jealous of your blossoming freedom. They will fight it. They will do all kind of things to make you stay right where they are too. And it's your choice. Do you want to continue to stay where you are, or do you want to move forward? Because if you want to move forward, they absolutely can't stop you. I'll tell you that much. They can't stop you. They definitely can. They can be a pain in the ass. That's okay. I can too. So 2 of Pentacles, money confusion, juggling 2 situations or ideas around. To me, when this particular deck talks about money, when it shows pentacles, that to me talks about energy. Okay, there's energetic confusion right now because one system is kind of crumbling away while another system, an updated, upgraded system, is being installed, and so there's a lot of confusion. Just know you're a part of this process. We are intertwined with each other, all of us. We're all going through this together. Make sure you can differentiate between your experience and someone else's. The empaths are having the hardest time because they're experiencing so much overload of emotion and experience. If you're an empath and you're feeling that, I want you to search here on YouTube, on my channel, Inner Child, I believe, healing or meditation. Just search up Inner Child along with Emmie Evolving, and it will bring you to my meditation video. It's a free video. Just listen to it. Listen to it. Allow it to recalibrate you. And if you need to listen to it again an hour later, go ahead. It's completely free. Just do what you can to release this disharmonic energy, the confusion. Okay? Allow yourself to get real quiet and real still, because the surface of water, when there's a lot of disharmony, it's going to be having a lot of waves and you can't see clearly. If you really, really want to see your reflection, get yourself real still and real quiet. Now, I do have to tell you, if you watch the Inner Child meditation here on my channel, there's a high likelihood you probably will cry. Okay? There's nothing weak or wrong about it. There's a release happening. Okay, most people, the first couple times they listen to it, they end up crying real hard. Some people just cry no matter what. Hey, okay. It's a really potent, very, very potent meditation. So 6 of Wands, letter of news coming, victory news. I think this is your soul basically letting you know we're progressing. We're doing it. We're progressing. Baby steps is fine as long as we keep going. You know, even if you're doing the cha-cha, couple steps forward, couple steps back, don't matter. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Keep flowing. Keep dancing. Stay in your grace. Okay? 2 of Wands, short journey, movement to or near water. Ooh, what I'm getting from this, so we're approaching very quickly a period. Wait a second. Hold on, guys. Friday. This Friday. I don't know what the planetary stuff is. Go to Unified Astrology. They'll help you figure that out. I don't know about any astrology stuff. 2 of Wands, I believe on the 27th, there's going to be some major shift that is going to bring you closer to your big pool of energy, the water being your hydroplasma, your liquid energy. Something's going to happen. The moon in reverse, deception or delays, emotions up or down, maybe deceiving yourself emotionally or others. Because the moon card is in reverse, it's the opposite of all of that, okay? It's totally the opposite. We're no longer going to be able to delay or deceive ourselves, okay? The truth of who and what we are, what we will tolerate, how we're going to choose to live this life, walk this path, is going to become very, very clear. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, money coming, divine wish being granted. Ace of Pentacles in reverse tells me energy is not going to be allowed to be given out, okay? We have to come and get it ourselves. We have to go to our own energetic wells, our own energetic pools, our own energetic oceans, and harvest that energy ourselves. This is not energy harvesting from anyone else. This is from your own birthright. Energy that was set aside just for you by creation. Creation is limitless. If you think that, oh, well, no, it has to be for everyone. There is a pool that's for everyone and many pools for specific fractals of consciousness, meaning individuals. Don't tell me that creation has limits like that, that it has to operate under some sort of rule. No, it doesn't. It creates the rules. And then human beings are left to scramble to try and figure out what those rules are. Just because you have a limited perception as to how creation can function doesn't limit creation. I don't fully understand it, but I understand enough to know, like, just because I don't understand doesn't mean diddly squat. Because creation going to do whatever the hell it want anyways. Okay. So the sun in reverse, marriage, happiness, and bright prospects. This card is telling me that you trying to find something outside of yourself to marry, combined with, okay? It's not necessary. This is a solo journey right now. This phase of our journey is a solo journey. This is the part where we have to find our own answers. We have to find our own answers, implement our own solutions, and observe the effects of our own causations, okay? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, let me make it very clear. Stop waiting for a twin flame. This is a card that tells me that whole concept of I can't grow until my twin flame comes back. That's an excuse. Stop the bullshit. Get in line with your higher self. It's trying to grow you. Stop trying to put your responsibilities to yourself on someone else's shoulders, okay? What if your twin flame absolutely, like mine, absolutely hates you and is never coming back? Yeah, no, motherfucker, I'm growing without you. I'm not even sour about it. Like, you enjoy your life. I'm enjoying my life. I'm still going to grow. I'm not going to be crippled because you're not here by my side, like holding my hand and helping me learn. It's not how it works, guys. For some of us, there is an agreement, and you guys are supposed to be learning together. And if you're very quick to be like, I'm one of them, that's why he has to come back, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. If you can't take a moment to question, like, am I one of them? Should I be growing on my own? You're lying to yourself. I have to create balance. I can't say something that is indeed factual without making sure it's balanced, because some of the ways the mind works for some people is they ignore everything that was said until what's said supports the narrative, no matter how distorted, supports the narrative in their head. I'm not going to be a part of that. Okay. So 9 of Pentacles in reverse, peace of mind, contentment. This is going to be like a baptism through the flames. And I hope I'm not scaring people. It's just really romanticized language. Baptism through the flames is it's like a big supplies. We're growing. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything you're scared of. 10 of Swords in reverse, death or ending of a situation or relationship. It's in reverse. Nothing's ending. This is a time where we're allowing that energy between ourself and our higher self to go full dilation. No more crimping it, no more restricting the energy. If you really, really, really want to have that kind of connection where, you know, why don't, instead of like trying to have that connection with a twin flame, why don't you have that connection with yourself? Just like, you know, just turn it just a little bit, just a little bit, instead of it going to some person that you think is your twin. Let it go to yourself. And it's not selfish. This is about growing yourself. Oh, Michael, that is mean. Who am I to keep you from your message? Michael said, it's time for a reality. It's time for a reality check, in that many of us who believe without a shadow of a doubt we have found our twin flame actually have not. I don't know who that is. Okay. I don't know who. I'm assuming whoever hears that needed to hear that knows. Okay. So in that's a risk that you take. You know, when you fully commit to giving someone that kind of title, that's a risk that you take. I don't feel it's worth the risk. Ace of Wands, new beginnings, birth, new ideas, creation. It's all new. New things are coming to you, new energy, new perception, new way of being, new way of seeing, thinking, all of that. It's a perfect time for you to really, really work on yourself. Just let go of that that need for this void to be filled. The void can only be filled by you. Like, you have to understand that the void can only be filled by you. If you're trying to force another individual, and that's the key here, recognizing that you're trying to force, okay? If you're trying to force another individual to partake in this with you, is that really a twin? You don't realize when you do that, that person can absolutely now be used as a Trojan to enter your space, a parasitic thing entering your space by way of this individual. It's not true for everyone, but the potentiality is there. So just work on yourself. Work on yourself. 4 of Pentacles, money improvements, more coming your way. So when you work on yourself, you get energetic improvements and more energy coming your way. Instead of you fixating on helping this other person realize that they're wrong and you know that they belong with you. I don't know. That just sounds crazy to me. If you work on yourself, open all your channels, realign your parts between your conscious mind and your soul, full dilation occurs. You get tons of energy, tons. Teresa, what do you mean about major energy blast upgrades? Could you explain that a little bit more? Effects now till 4:15. Curious what that means. Let's get you guys a final card. All right. Let me just shuffle. Who's bitter, Scorpion? The wave they've been watching from schools. Oh. Can you share a few terms, key terms that we can use to find information for ourselves? Thank you, Teresa. Very, very interesting. All right, let me just get the final card. All right. Ooh. Ooh, that's, ooh, hold on. All right. Card number 33. I'm probably going to butcher this. Yeshi Soigyao. You shall overcome all obstacles. Success is imminent, so stay connected to your path no matter what and continue to apply yourself. Allow your spiritual path to support you in all areas of your life. Live by your spiritual beliefs. Seek out the support of your spiritual brothers and sisters for help when needed. But also trust that you're intimately and directly connected to the powerful divine light within. There can be a dramatic healing breakthrough when you rely upon your spiritual connection. Spiritual teachings from Bhutan hold that the great Indian master Padmasambhava was called to Bhutan from Tibet to subdue demons that were causing difficulties for the people of the Paro Valley. He flew from Tibet to Bhutan on the back of a supernatural tigress, landing at a cave high up in the cliffs of Bhutan. He spent the next 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days meditating and performing rituals to subdue the demons of the land, liberating Bhutan from terror into peace. The supernatural tigress is believed to have been Yeshi Sogyal, a yogini guardian for humanity and an emanation of the compassionate goddess of peace, prosperity, and long life known as White Tara. Yeshi's power is that of the tiger Sita, or medicine of spirit tiger. Her presence in a reading indicates that a boldness of spirit and willingness to engage your challenges will create the path to inevitable success. See, this is about us recognizing when we are avoiding our own path. And this is what I'm talking about with the whole twin flame thing. Many of us, not all, but many of us are using the twin flame thing as a form of avoiding the work we have to do for ourselves. Let's see. She represents our ability to generate the spiritual power necessary to accomplish what needs to manifest for the greatest good. This oracle encourages you to call upon your higher spiritual guides for assistance. This empowers them to bring their light to the world through you and for you to grow in your own spiritual advancement too. Remember, enlightenment is a team effort with extraordinary individual players working together as one. You belong on such a team. Tiger skin is depicted in sacred iconography to represent fearless enlightenment that cuts through all obstacles. Deities such as Tara in her fierce emanation and her ferocious expression as the wrathful protective feminine deity Palden Lamo and wild Lord Shiva are often pictured wearing or seated upon tiger skins. This represents the indomitable will that conquers negativities because it refuses to be overcome. Ooh. Numerous divine beings are depicted moving through the worlds with a tiger as their sacred mount, enabling them to accomplish their spiritual purpose. The tiger is a symbol for navigating treacherous territory and the triumph of light over darkness. Tiger spirit medicine can control the poisons of anger and hatred, transforming them into passion, clarity, and unwavering commitment to one's higher purpose. This oracle empowerment is about empowerment and healing by assuming a confident attitude and taking steps forward. It indicates that a negative time is drawing to a close and encourages commitment to the task of overcoming negativities through spiritual practices suited to you. It doesn't matter if you feel like a beginner or are uncertain of how to meditate, for example. She became enlightened because she made progress one step at a time, attracting the right teachers and guides to assist her. Oh, that's beautiful. You have the precious gift of such a path. It's good karma to have such a path, and it creates further good karma when you pursue it. So really, this card, to me, it's telling me that we attract the things that we need in our lives. We attract the experiences, the people, the circumstance, all of that. There's nothing about punishment here. Everything in here is simply about empowerment, acknowledgement of the need for accountability and empowering yourself through that accountability, allowing yourself to really blossom and grow and just be who you are. You know what I mean? Be who you are. Some of us have to just be okay with not having another person there to help us get through our path. And the reason you have to be okay with this is because your higher self is trying its best to help you recognize your power on your own. Okay? We all have power on our own. And it's not that you're broken or weak or anything like that if you don't have someone beside you. It just means you're strong enough to do it solo. Okay? You're strong enough to do it solo. Hold on a second. Michael says to scroll up. I'm not too sure why. What am I looking for? I don't know what he wanted me to look for. There was no comment that called to me, so I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I didn't scroll up enough. I don't know. But you guys, I hope this message gives you a sense of developing knowing that you can handle whatever it is you're going through right now, that you will find a solution for any struggles or challenges, knowing that all of this is growing you in some way. Okay? It's growing you in some way. Hang in there. Allow yourself to get real quiet and real still so that you can actually see with increased clarity what it is you're needing to see. Again, you guys, so many people come to me about, I can't grow without my twin. Yes, you can. You can. You have been. Not everyone has to be with their twin. Some of us will be. Many of us won't. And if you're one of the ones that won't be, you cannot wait indefinitely for someone to come back or agree with you, because who knows, you might not even have identified the right person. You don't know. I don't know. What's important is to just choose yourself, your growth. And if you really are meant to be with that, with that twin, then you'll find yourself with them at some point. But right now, focus on yourself. I'm not trying to convince you to not be with someone or be with someone. I'm trying to help you understand you're just as important as this twin. You deserve as much attention, focus, and love that you give to that person. You deserve that from yourself as well. So utilize this time to really commit to yourself. Commit to yourself in a way that this other person hasn't been able or willing to. Just do it. Commit to yourself. Commit to your growth. Help yourself to better understand why you think and feel and behave the way you do. It's not that we're looking for pathology, meaning we're not looking for ways in which you're broken, diseased, flawed, or any of that. We're looking for understanding. We're trying to understand why we choose to cope the way we do. Because once you understand it, you are then looking at the root causation of that struggle. It's like when a weed keeps growing in your garden and you keep cutting it down, like, why does it keep growing back? Well, because you didn't get to the roots. You have to go to the root of it. You address the roots, the weed doesn't grow back. Okay? And sometimes we have to recognize the things we consider as weeds are some of the most medicinally and nutritionally beneficial. So we don't just want ornamental. We really don't. It's nice to have something pretty beside you, but is that all you want? Something pretty to look at? Or do you want to be nourished? Do you want medicine for your soul? And no one has the answer to these things, okay? You're going to have to assess every relationship, connection, friendship, circumstance in your life to get these answers for yourself. And anyone who thinks they have these answers for you, I'd question that. I can help you make some sense of things, maybe, but really the only one who can fully make sense and seek out the real answers is you. It's you. You have that power. No one else. No one else, okay? Take your power back. Allow yourself to be centered in your truth. Allow yourself to experience your journey as a whole being. You are a whole being. You did not come into this life as only one part of something. Okay? You are a whole being. You are complete in yourself. But sometimes it's nice to have someone else there with you, enjoying experiences together. That's nice too. I'm not saying stay single, or I'm saying recognize the gravity of who and what you are. You're complete in yourself. So you guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. And I gotta go run some errands. I'm gonna go buy some weights for my kids. They're enjoying working out with me. They're like, ooh, feel my muscles, Mom. Welcome to my gun show. I was like, high five, dude. My littlest invited me to his gun show last night. Love it. All right, bye guys.